Hi, and welcome to Success on Fast Forward. Today I have Devon with me from, living in Blenheim at the moment. And Devon is a property developer who's going to tell us a little bit more about what she does in the New Zealand market.
Hi. Okay, so I've always been interested in property, but I approach it the way I do with any other business. We have two other businesses as well, and that is identifying a need in a market to fill. And for me in property, that's always been about that first homeowners market, and it's quite common knowledge that we have a major issue there in New Zealand, and Kiwi Build hasn't been the success story we would have hoped. So basically I will take properties and completely give the first homeowners market a property back on the market that has got the feel and the look of a new build without the price tag. And what I'd noticed is going around a lot of open homes and going to show homes that I was seeing these young couples that were terribly despondent because that was the look and feel they wanted, but they knew it was miles out of their price range.
Yeah, I think though that I've seen the properties that you've done up, Devon, and they look very like they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. I'd live in any of them. They're more than any first home buyer, second home buyer could accept. Your standard of what you do is very high. So yeah.
Yeah.
And carrying on, sorry.
So when with doing it up, what we have noticed is looking around for prospective purchasers is a lot of people call themselves developers and flippers, and they've been all inspired by HGTV, but they take shortcuts, and we don't. Everything is rejib stopped. Everything is done right down to changing joinery. If the joinery is 30 years old, we will replace every internal door with modern joinery.
Not just painting over it.
Yeah. So, and I think that's really important. Even sometimes what I generally do when I look at houses is I see the next owner in my mind, and I can tell whether I'm going to buy that for a business couple or for a young family, and I'll do it up accordingly and stage it accordingly. And particularly if it's a couple that I think may be living with their mum and dad trying to save their money, we have actually fully furnished them with brand new furniture. That's part of the deal. We don't negotiate on that. If they don't want it, sell it on Trade Me and pay your lawyer's bill, but we want it set up ready for them to just move.
That's a really good extra. And have you found that that's really worked because you're targeting the first home buyers, and then you've set it up and staged it, but with furniture that goes with the house? Have you found that? Yeah,
absolutely, it works. Yeah, and I actually, one of the last houses we did up north, I actually received a letter from the new purchasers, and they were just so delighted. Even the office was furnished with the desk, and it had the folders with a 10-year guarantee on all the appliances. Everything was done for them, so they knew they were moving into a house with absolutely no problems.
Yeah, and it takes that pressure off them as well, because first home buyers, they often don't have that the furniture and stuff. Like they might have a bed or something, but that's about it. So that's really a great thing.
And the other thing I've noticed is a lot of first home owners, they're both working full time. They have this idea that they want to put some work into the property, but they don't have the skills. And
all the time generally.
Exactly. And flipping property, tradesmen have gone up so much in prices over the years that the way that you make money is, are you prepared to do 1,600 hours labour per house? And that's roughly what it's going to end up being. Are you prepared to rough it and live like you're living on the block while you're jib stopping day after day after day? And those are the places that, we have a set of skills. We can do all the electrical and plumbing that we're allowed to do legally, and we have the rest done by professionals, obviously. We have everything signed off, and that makes a huge difference. And over the years, the difference between knowing how to do something and not knowing sometimes is giving it a go. You can YouTube and find out so many things.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
You can get one of those professionals in to give you a hand the first time you do it. And it's just practice. It's just something that comes with time. But I've fundamentally always believed it doesn't matter what business you're in, by helping others get what they want, you will get what you want. And it's all got to be a win-win. Our buyers are getting a lovely home, but it also starts back with people like yourself, Sonia. You've got to have a really good real estate agent you're working with. A real estate agent who understands what you do, what price you want to pay, because you're going to make your money the day you buy that house, what you're prepared to spend, how it's going to look at the end, and can give you some kind of crystal ball estimation of what it could be worth at the end. Then draw up your budget, stick to your budget, make sure that there's nothing that you're not going to be able to foresee as far as major repairs.
Yeah.
So long as the house is sound, then yeah, go for it. It's great.
I must say, I do a lot of that for people, like when they're buying properties. Doesn't matter whether they're a first-time buyer, an investor, or whatever. When they say, oh, we need to do this, and it might be before they sell, or it might be when they're looking to buy. And I say to them, look, get me in, because I'll tell you what will add value and what won't add value. You know, Exactly. It's always, if I spend 1,000, will I get 2,000 back? And a lot of the times, you know, like they say, oh, but that would look much nicer. And I'm saying, yep, but it's not going to add any value to the property. So why spend time and money, you know, to do that? And it actually, I end up saving, like I think of it as my own property. And so I end up saving people money because they believe that they need to do all of the stuff when actually it's not going to add value to a property, because there's some things that do, as you know, and some things that don't. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, it's the kind of rule of thumb, the big things, the kitchen, the bathroom, the landscape. Never underestimate what landscaping does.
Oh, first impressions.
Massive. It's massive. And that's one of the hard yard yakka things to do as well.
Yeah.
You know? Fences. People underestimate fences, and they can totally detract from a property.
Exactly.
So look at the property with fresh eyes and how you want it to be. Get that all visualised. Draw up your plans and whether you're going to move walls, etc. Because there are going to be time delays with councils and permits and things. But definitely worth doing. And the way I try and work things is I like to try and do 3 properties a year. One is about my income. One is about my capital growth in the company so that I can keep going. And the third one, of course, paying tax. Unfortunately, that's life.
But if you're paying tax, you're making money. So go on, look it up.
Exactly. And the other thing is, with having a good real estate agent, a lot of flippers think, oh, well, I'll sell it privately. Don't make that mistake. It's your capital that's tied up. You need it back as quickly as possible. Trust in a good real estate agent that you can have a great working relationship with. And when you're looking for your next property, well, that's on the market. Even if it's not their listing, they're not afraid to see what's on the market that may help you. Half a commission to them is better than no commission at all. You know.
Exactly. And you know, like I've helped many people, even though I haven't got anything from it. It's not about that. It's that ongoing rapport and communication with, you know, with or relationship with people.
And because you're going to get the listing back, you know, you're going to get that listing back. So
and word of mouth is, you know, that's always always a good thing in real estate as well. But I think as you say, it's really important to have a good relationship with, you know, with your real estate agents, especially if they work buyers, because a lot of agents don't work buyers. But if you work buyers, then often I've got buyers for those properties, you know, prior, because you've got a network of people and things going on. So that's really important as well. So Devon, I love what you said. You know, about any business, it's about if you can help somebody else, then it's about, that's how business works. It is, if you're giving something, then you get back. And I like that. What are your other couple of businesses you've got? Because I know you've had many businesses over the years. You're a bit of an entrepreneur there.
Restaurants, catering company, all sorts of things. What we currently have is we have an aircraft company, which we have the agency for a Vector light sport aircraft. We're a great training plane, and we're currently in negotiations with Czechoslovakia to supply planes for down in Rangiora. So they will in the Nelson Training Pilot School. So that's a sideline, and
just a little sideline.
That's one sideline. One is a winery supply company, where we provide barrel racks, grape savers, which are something that stops the birds attacking the grapes, etc. Plungers for Pinot. So that's another little sideline. Wow. And that's something to do in between houses. Most of those.
I don't think Devon has never anything not to do, and I hope they give you a good rate on the wine.
To be fair, COVID has taught us about other businesses and focusing back on them.
And I think that's the biggest thing, isn't it? Like a lot of people have said, oh, you know, this is like a bit of a holiday and stuff like that. But for business people, it's not a holiday. It's looking at your businesses. What can you do? Can you diversify? Can you look at other ways of earning money? And
looking for opportunities to plug. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, I have a doctor lives next door to me who's helped somebody design a new mask. You know, so, and now they're looking at an international order for those. And it's looking outside that square and knowing that in every crisis there is an opportunity. I've known many people over the years, particularly when I'm an ex-sales manager of a company, and people produce something and hope the market want it. No, find out what they want and then produce
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And I think that's very good, because that's so true. People don't, like, if you're going to put something into the market, you have to ask the market what they want.
Exactly.
Even if you haven't done it yet, or you haven't, you know what you've got, but you haven't actually made the product. Find out if it's needed, because
that's exactly why we deal in first homeowners, because that's where we see the biggest need right now, and always, as you know, there's always that market that's stable and ticking over, etc.
Oh, always.
It's the high end we don't want to touch.
yeah, and that's the same with like listing and selling properties. Like that's my main work is first home buyers, and I love it because it's also getting people onto the property market. But that there's demand there. Like there's demand there.
Exactly.
And even through this, there'll still be, lots of demand. I don't see the market changing too much at all, except there'll just, as you say, more opportunities out there, for people really.
And particularly in some of these smaller areas, like we work in Manawatu, and I'm looking at buying sections in Harawa for builds. Because in some of those smaller places, with the employment situation, most of those people are employed by big multinationals, Mitre 10 in the warehouse, etc. So their jobs will pretty much carry on. The percentage of small to medium-sized businesses in those places is a lot lower than in your bigger cities.
Exactly.
So we feel that we're in the right location, and we look all around the country. Every night I'm looking around the country at different opportunities.
I'm always thinking of properties for you too, don't you worry.
It's so nice to go and live in another town for a few months, actually, and get to know the people and get the feel of that town. And that's what we've absolutely loved, commuting to the North Island, taking our travelling workshop with us, and actually hunkering down in a new town, getting a new team of tradies together, and that we can then keep on working with. And it's just a great thing to do. Yeah.
Oh, look, Devon, apart from being, doing the house flips and what you're doing, I think you're a very established and very good business person. And just by, interviewing and talking to you, the way you assess things, work out what is needed, and then go through it. And I think that a lot of business people, when they're starting out, need to listen to this, because it is true. A lot of people, as you say, they might have the enthusiasm and that, but they might not have those right skills to be able to implement and put these things into practice. And that's why businesses fail. Doesn't matter what business it is, that's why they fail, because they don't have the right skills or the right people helping them with the skills, to learn.
Capitalization, to be honest, it's a lot easier if you can use the majority of your own capital. You're not answering to, of course banks have their place, but I'm in my mid-50s. I don't really want to be going cap in hand to banks anymore.
No, exactly.
Sometime so it's undercapitalizing unexpected things, like I've just had to put a transformer on a section, but that's $53,000. However, the good news is that you then get a credit for 43. Just tell me it's 10,000 in the first place, and I can but unexpected things can crop up, and if you're undercapitalized, particularly your second year in business, as you say, when people start, they're enthusiastic, but when you get hit with that double whammy in the second year of both provisional tax and residual tax, that's what can suddenly send those dreams flickering. So it's thinking about the long term. Have your business plan and property of how many you wish to do and being in what market. My next 5 years is planned out. And
and your 10 years, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I'm hoping to be sitting back a bit by then. I'm getting a week.
You won't be. I know you. You won't be.
I'm overhanging off trapezes on roofs, to be honest.
And you can't do big holidays at the moment, so.
No, exactly. I've got no excuse but just to hunker down and get on with it. So no, it's great. Love it.
But as you say, it is about planning, whether it be, a year, 2 years, 5 years. You've got to have that plan, because I'm talking with one of the mortgage brokers on one of the interviews, and a lot of people do an assessment, financial assessment on the here and the now, but they don't do it on, okay, where will I be in 5 years? What will I be doing? What do I need to be moving forward?
Exactly.
And you need that constantly.
Yeah. And the worst scenario and the best scenario. and somewhere you'll be right in the middle,
Yeah.
hopefully.
I don't want any more worse scenarios at the moment. So, yeah. So thank you so much, Devon. This has been so great. It's always a pleasure talking with you. And I'm sure that you'll help anyone out if they did want to contact you. And
Absolutely.
this will be on Facebook. So enjoy Blenheim. Is it a nice day there?
It is a beautiful day. Of course, we've always got a wee bit of wind, our best kept secret. There's always a wee bit of wind going on, but it's beautifully sunny. It's just, and I'm right here in Witherlea on the park, on Harling Park, and with the farm next door, and it's I don't feel hemmed in at all. I've just got this wonderful outlook, and it's great. It's a good place to be in a lockdown or in a level 3.9. So.
Yeah, so level 3 now. So we're moving. So hey, thank you very much, Devon, and I'll talk to you again. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Bye.
Bye.